Namaste. We are celebrating and observing the centenary of Mahamahopadhyaya Emani Shankara Shastry. Many words have been spoken and written about this great maestro, about his achievements, his compositions, his awards, his honors. Today, however, I wish to highlight an aspect that many may not be aware of. Mahamahopadhyaya literally means great guru. Although I did not have the fortune of learning directly from Emani Shankara Shastry garu, I had the unique opportunity of experiencing his lecture demonstrations that he used to hold at his residence in Delhi in the 1960s. I was a young girl of barely 10 or 11 years of age. I had just started learning veena from Emani Shankara Shastry's disciple, the late Vidwan Sri S.N. Satyamurthy. My parents used to take us every week to these lecture demonstrations at Shastri Garu's house. Lecture demonstration is perhaps a misnomer because when we entered the house, the next 2 hours were as if we were taken to a magical world. Emani Shankara Shastry would sit with the veena and play it easily like a toy in his hands. He would explain with such clarity and simplicity the most complex concepts in Carnatic music. For example, on one occasion, he explained all the Dasavidha Gamakas, playing each one of them and showing us how it was used in a kriti or in a raga. That particular gamakam was specific to a particular raga. It was amazing. And this method of explaining with such clarity embedded that concept completely in my mind, where it remains to this day. On another occasion, he would show us the different kinds of pluck that you could achieve on this instrument. For example, he would show us the soft pluck, the mellinam, or the harder pluck, the vallinam, the katrimeter, the tribhinna, the staccato, the legato, the arpeggios. It was just a galaxy of different kinds of pluck. And he would use all his fingers to pluck on the instrument. He was perhaps one of the first to do that. He would use even the thumb to play on the mandrasthai shadjan. And that would create a sonorous, long note with a huge sustain, almost like a violin or another swaram. He would use the coiled string on that note to emphasize this aspect. He was perhaps one of the first people to use the coiled string on the mantram and anumantram, and this he used to great effect by plucking that coiled string with the thumb to produce that sonorous, long, deep note. Another time, he would show us the versatility of this instrument. He could show us how the instrument could, in one moment, change the mood from a bright, happy mood to a deep, sad mood, just by changing the pluck or the gamakam. He would play todi or bhairavi with deep classicism. And then he would move to a khamas where he would play the notes with a delicate filigree-like effect, giving the impact or the impression of a lace curtain. He could show different moods so well. He could show the anger, or he could show love, or he could show shantam. Once, just to entertain us, we were all young children after all, he played alternate phrases on the mandrasthai and the sarani string and told us this is an argument between a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law. And truly it did sound like that. He was just amazing. He could play the kalpana swarams in such a way that it felt as if it was a boat floating in the water and the swarams were in perfect balance with the tension keeping the boat up in the water. Every note was perfection itself. Every note was a rounded pearl. The unique aspect of the Emani style of music is the perfect balance between the plucking and the gamkam. Emani could create any mood on the veena. As I said before, he could create anger, sorrow, joy, delight, playfulness, all of it within the space of barely 2 minutes. Once he even played a kind of a sawal jawab self-jugalbandi with himself by actually drumming on the surface of the soundboard of the veena like a mridangam, alternating with his own swara prasthanam. It was fascinating. He would even do the same kind of drumming to show us how this could even be played like jazz. Perhaps that is why sometimes there was a mistaken impression amongst many connoisseurs and lovers of music that, oh, Emani Shankara Shastry plays jazz on the veena. No, Emani Shankara Shastry played the purest classical Carnatic music on the veena and then further expanded it to encompass all other kinds of music. Perhaps greater than all his achievements, greater than his awards, greater than his honors and his compositions, orchestral compositions, is the fact that Emani Shankara Shastry always held the veena far above himself. He never said, "This is my achievement on the veena." It was always, "Look what this instrument can do. This instrument can do anything." For him, the veena was everything. It was the world, it was the universe. For us, perhaps Mahamahopadhyay, Emani Shankara Shastry and the veena are one and the same. With these words, I pay my humble respects to the great Guru. If in my small recital I have achieved even 1/100th of the perfection that Guruji had in his hands, I will consider myself blessed. Thank you and namaste.